Welcome to a new Nashville Masterclass. I am your host, James Luigi May. I already used that one. I don't know. Don't forget, I don't care if you like and subscribe. And today, I'm going to share a story. Now, what makes my channel so great that I almost have 20 whole subscribers? Is it my big muscular body? Is it this gorgeous face? Is it my cool minor blues riff in B flat minor? No. It's my storytelling. And today, I'm going to share a story about how I almost got the back of my skull blown off from a bad drug deal. Now, at this time, I had moved back from Nashville to the city where I was born. Yes, I was born and raised in the city of Birmingham, Alabama, under the toned, muscular, bare buttocks of the statue of Vulcan. And I had actually run out of gas, and I asked this dude, he had long dreadlocks, if he could put a couple of dollars in. Well, this guy, he had a gift card to Walmart and put $10 of gas in my car. And he smelled weed, and why do I keep fucking my hair? And he smelled weed in my car and asked if I needed any. I was like, I can't afford any right now, but in a couple of days, it'll be the first of the month, and I'll buy a quarter ounce from you. So, a couple of days later, I get my check, and I call him up. And I'm with my friend David, whose driveway I was living in, because he had methadone. Lived in his driveway. And we were going somewhere else after. I think we were going to go buy God knows what, dope of some kind, maybe pills. So I call him up, and he takes me to these little apartments in Center Point. And if I can figure out the name, I'll put it up on the screen. So I drive in, and David drives it. He's driving, I'm in the passenger. He's driving my car. So we pull up and we back into this parking place. And I see the dude come up, and some other guy is with him. And he comes by my side of the car, and I have the money, but I am doped up. Now at this time, he pulls a gun, puts it right in front of my face. I drop the money. And he goes, "Don't move or I'll shoot you. Give me the money." So I'm reaching to go get the money, but David wasn't having it. He threw the car into drive and peeled off. Well, both of them, him and whoever else was with him, start shooting at the car. It bust out one of my windows, but we peel out of there. And luckily, the money had dropped to the bottom, so this guy didn't get anything. And we were like, what was that about? So the guy gives me $10 in gas, and a few days later tries to kill me. He's going to rob me for, over a quarter ounce. We couldn't understand this guy was going to kill us over something so petty. But we didn't really believe that. We just thought they were shooting at the car until about 5 days later, my other friend Eric is in the car with me, and I was talking about it, and he said, "Come here, dude, look at this." And on the passenger side, the headrest, right behind the base of my skull, was a little protrusion, just barely noticeable. So he takes out his pocket knife and cuts it out, and there is the slug of the bullet. It came right behind my head to the headrest, and the only thing that stopped this bullet from was the leather. They were leather seats, and it was the thin layer of leather that finally stopped it, because that thing was protruding too. Like the very tip of the slug was showing through just barely. If it had just had a little more force, maybe if the window had been down, if it had been a higher caliber gun, I wouldn't be here. Over a quarter ounce of weed, over 200 something dollars, as I recall, something like that. He was going to take somebody he had given $10 and put in gas, and he was willing to shoot somebody and kill them over this because they did not give him the money that he was trying to rob from them. And it goes to show you what kind of world we live in, where people would do that kind of thing. What did he think was going to happen? That he was going to kill me, stop us, get the money, and then just disappear and no one would notice? No. There were people out there. If I had have called the cops, that dude would have been in prison right now. But of course, I wasn't going to fool with it. I was a drug addict. But if I had died, or if I had even just been shot and still lived, that would have been it for him. So you can't always count on people using their brains. People do absolutely stupid things in the drug trade. And you never know. Like, this guy was kind enough to give me some money for gas when I needed it. And I am dying. What is going on? I got a cowlick. And he was willing to kill somebody he showed kindness to over a couple $100. Who would have ever seen that coming? Who would have ever thought, I better not mess with this guy? And, you know, I've got so many of these stories. My life makes the Million Little Pieces guy look ridiculous. His stories weren't even real. This is just one of the few times I've been shot at. One of the few times, more than few people have tried to kill me. And more than just almost getting shot, it is something that doesn't leave me. I trust people that much less because somebody did something so stupid, and I am aware that people can be kind one day and just be heartless the other. There was no provocation for what he did. He just did it. And it's something we talk about every now and then. I think I even put them on Facebook. I'll look for the pictures and put them up on the screen of the slug. And I just hope, everybody tries to stay safe, because you never know what someone's going to do. Someone could do something nice for you one day, and then the next, who knows? You never know what's going to happen. But as drug addicts, we have to get our drugs. And again, I'm saying, if drugs were legal, as radical as that sounds, these kind of problems wouldn't happen. People are going to get drugs regardless. It doesn't matter the stiff penalties you give. It doesn't. We've had decades of proof showing that making drugs illegal and locking people up does not stop the problem. It definitely makes it worse. So be careful out there. And, what are you going to do? You're not going to stop living life, but never just put the car, unless you really know this person, keep the car and drive. See if someone else will drive with you, Don't go to these things alone. Get this stuff first. If they're being real sketchy, you've got to make a decision on, is it really worth getting this stuff? Like, can I get it somewhere else? And just leave. It doesn't matter if they're angry. I'd rather leave someone angry and without drugs than have the back of my skull blown to pieces. It's, it's a funny story. We laugh about it, but it could have very easily been a tragedy. But, just one of thousands in the city of Birmingham, just one of millions in the United States and in the world, just another junkie being killed. And, they don't care. The lawmakers, Congress, Senate, they don't really care. Every time they say something like this person died and we've got to do something about drugs, they always make the problem worse. So don't believe them that they care, because they don't. They don't care about their constituents. They don't care about you and I. And I'm not anti-government. I don't want to start a militia. I was already in the real military. But you got to make them work for you. And it just shows, like I said, how these kind of problems arise. And they can happen to anybody at any time. I've been doing this for years. It doesn't matter how skilled you are, how experienced you are, and anything can happen to anybody. Hell, I'll be surprised if that dude's still alive. If I run into him, I'll beat him until he's drinking out of a straw for the rest of his life. That was just ridiculous. I'm not a very violent person anymore. When someone tries to kill you, it kind of does a little something inside to you. So guys, be safe out there. Don't just be a follower. Say things on social media. Make it to where they can't ignore us anymore in our safety, and let them know that these stupid drug laws are not helping. They always make the problem worse. Anytime you see somebody heralding these new drug laws, tell them what idiots they are. Because every law that punishes drug use always makes a problem worse. If you're hopeless, helpless, addicted, traumatized, if you're up at 2 a.m. and you hear that lonesome train whistle in the dark, we are here with you. We'll figure this out together, or we won't, and we'll all die. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next Nashville Masterclass. Thank you.